And today I'm joined by people from Educate, and we're talking about balancing career options with the financial reality. Because it seems like those days, most of times, people just choose career paths, but they don't really calculate or they
Mm,
don't really consider the financial realities
that's
that
good.
they have to really take upon. So just about now, I have. I think I'm just going to let him introduce
All right.
himself.
All right. Thank you, Balbina. Really appreciate being out here. My name is Terrence Mugova. I'm the co-founder of a company called Educate. We do education access and people development. So it's training and people development. And we've been around for over 10 years. And over that 10-year period, we've won multiple awards for the work that we do, which is helping people find what's special about themselves, getting them access to quality education. So sometimes if it could be getting into a college, if it's the funding support, we provide the funding support. But more importantly, we help people identify their talents, which shape their careers, which make sure that when they get out there, the world knows they're out here and they make the money that shows. Yeah. So that's
Wow.
us. Yeah.
Are you going to also help me identify my talent?
All right. Well, with enough time, we could do it. Enough time, we could do it. Yeah.
All right. So on this issue of balancing career options with financial realities, what's your take on that?
I think it's something that's important to think about. And like you rightly said, like each time, when we go to school, there must be an end game. And I think one of the things we've messed up in our countries, we've made getting a degree feel like it's the end in itself. Now, if that's your picture, all you're doing is you're working and saying, I want to get a degree. Then what? You get what I'm saying? You must be able to say, school is a tool that gets me to this ideal picture of the future. So I must, when you start the journey of getting into school, which is probably a 20-year journey, you must know that at the end of it, what does success look like? So you don't get caught up with a first class degree or with getting straight A's. Those are just nice to haves, but not essential. And that's the reality that the world shows us. So yeah, I think it's a conversation worth having, and one that I think we need to start having more of. Just if I were to ask you an example, were you told how much journalists on average earn in first year? No, right?
Yeah.
But you're studying to become this person who you don't even know how much they earn. But maybe if someone had told you that these guys earn bajillion dollars, you'd probably find passing an exam is a lot easier when you know that there's $1 million ticket waiting at the end of it, right? But we don't know a lot of these things. We're not taught how the best in the game get to become the best in the game. What do they do? How is it education? How do they mix education, their social, their family? So if you don't know the reality of where you're going, every road you're going to take is going to lead you nowhere. And you find yourself blaming someone who you have no business blaming. It's not the lecturer that messed up, it's you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, there's something that you mentioned when you said that probably I don't like when I was in first year, I
Yeah,
probably didn't know how much journalists earned.
yeah,
Right? Is it advisable to know? Because I feel like most of the times, as much as I agree with what you're saying,
yeah.
but I also have my own opinion in that at times I also think it also depends on passion, because at times you
I
might
like
find
that.
that something that you're doing right doesn't earn much, but the passion that you have
Yeah, I hear
towards
you.
that thing, it
It's
really
huge.
pushes you to get where you want to be.
So pushy passion. All right. So I like what you're saying there. And I love the pushback. And I think one of the things that we always love to do at Educate is to define terms. And I think for us, when we look at passion, it's something that you're willing to suffer for, to see it come to completion, right? So there are things where I don't think there are things that make money and then things that don't make money, right? Money always follows value. So if you are able to find that this is something I'm passionate about and I've got a skill set to do it well, who are the people I am going to serve? And how well do I have to serve them to get them to be willing to pay what I'm willing to get? You get what I'm saying? So it's a conversation on, if you're passionate about it, that's great. That's always a great sign, right? But passion without expertise is sort of like useless. It's like someone who says, I want to go and sing at idols because I'm just passionate about music. You'll consistently be the wooden mic, right? You can't build a career, you can't support your family. Unless if you turn it into like a comedy kind of thing. Then you're not a musician, you're a comedian, right? But I think the heart of it has to be, I have to be passionate about it, but I have to understand that for me to earn a living or to live the dream life, it's always going to be on the other side of who else am I helping?
So it takes more than passion.
It definitely takes more. The passion is good, but you have to be, I think if you're going to be passionate about anything, be passionate about serving other people's needs. Because when you know, like if you look at it, if do you pay yourself? Do you know anyone who pays themselves? If they're not in Gucheni, but we always paid by someone else, right? So what we're passionate about must be valuable to someone else for them to then feel like I can pay them. And I promise you, any field on this planet can make a lot of money. But the question is, are you willing to put in the work to find out what will people be willing to pay for? Yeah.
So how do I balance my career aspirations and financial realities?
So a couple of things. I think you want to have a checklist. The first thing is, remember, a career is sort of something that you'll do for the rest of your life that hopefully is aligned to your purpose, leverages your gifts, and then makes it worth your while. So it doesn't stress you out in the process of doing it. So it can't only be about money, because there are many jobs that pay well, but stress the heck out of people that they burn out, and then you don't get to enjoy a good quality of life. So there's more to life than money, but you have to get to a point. Oh, definitely. You see, the way we define money at Educate is money is a certificate of performance. So we don't chase money, because you know what happens when you chase money? It runs away. The good book reminds us, right? So if money is a certificate of performance, the question is, what is the performance that earns the certificates, right? So when I'm building my career, I need to ask myself, who am I? I think it has to be an identity conversation, right? So who am I encompasses, what are my passions? What are the things that I naturally do well? Because the most growth, the most impact, the most money is always going to be made in something that comes natural to you. So you need to spend, and this is where we throw in things like personality tests, because sometimes you don't grow up in homes where they speak positive about what's exceptional about you, or you get into places where they say you talk too much, but they don't realize talking too much can actually cause you to be someone like, someone like us. So I think you have to know who you are. So identity is key, number one. That's number one. Number two is you have to understand that it's going to be about service. So who are going to be the people you are going to serve? Right? If you've already got a degree, or if you're already doing a degree, that's the way you think about it is, okay, who are the people that this degree can serve? How big is the group of people that this degree can serve? How much are people willing to pay in this particular degree that I'm doing for people with the particular degree that I have? So it really requires you to take some time to research practically. Then you also want to ask yourself, what is the workload? Yeah. What's the workload like? Yeah. What's the, if I've got a friend of mine who's married to a doctor, he knows that she's going to be away a lot of the times from home. So if you're going to marry someone like that, you have to know their schedule. Just like you, as you're doing it, you have to know that if I'm going to be a musician, I'm going to be on the road a lot. So you have to then ask yourself, am I that kind of person that can be away from home weeks, months on end? And then after you've started understanding the job, you then have to ask yourself, how do I make it make sense? Is this still going to be, what does fulfillment look like? Right? So, and then finances are important. Like, what can we afford? All of us may want to go to Harvard, but Harvard is really expensive, right? Or all of us may want to come to this amazing university called NUST. But if you don't have the financial willpower and ability, it may not be a great call for you. And you don't need a degree or to be in an institution to pursue your dreams. I know I'm going contrary, because there are lots of ways to get there. How? Right? How? You like, how?
Because at times, like, especially for like most people, right? They probably go to institutions, Harvard.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the names, right?
Yeah.
Because a very good reputation.
Yes.
It's known for ABCD, right?
100%.
So if I tell myself that, so I don't have money to go to NUST or to Harvard,
so
let me just put myself in the corner and just do those other courses in probably institutions that are not really that known.
Yeah.
Is it advisable? I feel like that's what you're trying to say.
I'm going to say stuff that's going to get me in trouble, please. but it must be said. So I think one of the things we've done is we've studied what makes money and the eras that the world has gone through. So like, there are seasons, and in each season there are things that make money. And what tends to happen is with the rate at which technology is advancing, it's changing what actually makes sense for people now. So you find that for a lot of people now, before it used to really be about which education institution do you go to, how reputable it is. So it was the name of the brand that got you to a seat at the table. Now in the world we're in, it's who are you? Like the world has moved away from the business brand to the personal brand. So the question now becomes, is Balbina, what is Balbina publishing on social media? What is she known for? What is the brand that is she? You can become a key person of influence even before you step into the aisles or on the steps of a university campus, and that's what's making the waves. Like jobs are no longer being had with CVs. I'll be honest with you. People are going there, and we help companies hire the best talent as well. That's one of the services we offer, and you find that they give us a back seat at their hiring process. You know what they're checking? They're checking LinkedIn, they're checking Facebook, they're checking Instagram, and randomly they may check TikTok to see who is this person known for. So if I was to say anything, is spend a lot of time building your social media to reflect the kind of person and the kind of authority you want to be known for, because that's what's going to move the needle for you. Even some universities may end up offering you scholarships based on the reputation you've built even before you've come. Because remember, these institutions are also wanting to attract the best students. I believe Harvard is one of the best institutions, not because of Harvard itself, is because it's built such a great brand that it attracts the best students and then feels like it's the best place. So you now can reverse that and do it for yourself. So weird enough, I'm saying there are certain careers, definitely you're going to need a degree. I don't want my doctor learning off YouTube, right? Engineers, I don't want the guy building bridges to be learning off YouTube. But for the most of us who are doing, finance and commerce fields, we could actually get by and build something ridiculously big with no degree, with just these amazing short courses online and that kind of stuff. So if you can't afford school, it's not the end of the road. Leverage the free stuff that's online and build your brand. Like we live in a world that's so amazing where you can, and I love that, like, for example, you probably have written books as a journalist, right? You don't need permission anymore from publishing houses to publish your book. All you need is to build a strong enough social network of people who know you, like you, and trust you. And you could sell your books as a student.
So you mentioned something about Facebook, LinkedIn,
Yeah,
X, all
Yeah.
the social media platforms.
yeah,
The importance of them in building someone's brand.
yeah.
And you said that companies check our Facebook page.
Yeah, they do. Oh, I think about some of the posts you put out
And
there.
I'm thinking, like, if I look at especially the Gen Z,
Yeah,
right? If you check most of their pages, it's all like, I don't know how to put it, but
it's very colorful.
it's very colorful.
Yeah,
To a certain extent. So I'm now wondering that, is it really like them not getting jobs, especially some of the
Yeah.
businesses? Is it really because companies go through their pages and then they see that, oh, she does ABCD,
yeah.
oh, her page is very colorful, it doesn't make sense, and all,
Yeah.
and then they decide to we don't want to hire someone like that.
Look, I can speak for some of the companies that we've had. I know for a fact there's some candidates whose political opinions cost them a job. And I think it just comes down to, like, the way we look at social media should be, if you want to go and tell people about your life, maybe create a dummy account or something if you feel that driven to want to do that, right? Yeah, pseudonym or whatever, that kind of stuff. But I think one of the things you have to understand is that the world is so connected now. And your customer is no longer Zimbabwean, right? So that means in terms of our ability to earn, it's been multiplied to infinity, right? And the thing is, with business, and just like with jobs, people like to hire people they know, like, and trust. That's like a wealth principle. You can take that to the bank. Now, how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? The easiest way to do that is to leverage your social media, right? Is to get to a point where you are publishing so regularly on an area that you particularly like. Because there's this guy called Robert Dunbar. He came up with these Dunbar numbers, and he said, if you want to manufacture trust, you want to give people 7 hours of content about you and give them 11 touch points, which is, if I'm going on X, on this, I should feel like I can interact with you 11 times. Like if you heard my name today and you're like, okay, I spoke to Terrence Mugova, and you said, I want to find out a bit about this guy. If you go to my YouTube, if you go to my LinkedIn, you're probably going to find more than 10 hours that you can spend with me. And if you spend that 7 hours with me on 11 different videos or 11 different interactions on 4 different platforms, you're going to feel like you know me. So when I step into a room for an interview, you get what I'm saying? and I'm already doing the interview for you. So that's the idea.
Makes sense.
Light bulb moment, right?
All right. So, how does educate assist students
Okay.
in choosing what strategy with their career choices?
All right. So one of the things we big on is we want to introduce people to themselves, particularly their strengths. So we've got strengths assessments that are for free, entry level, and then we've got paid programs. And the heart of it is, how do we show you what is exceptional about you and what comes natural to you, so that when you know what talents are define you, we can then point you to careers where you'd naturally excel in. And then the next thing we do is we then also add in a few, professional development or skills development programs. We do a lot in financial literacy. We do a lot in leadership development. We do a lot in just just leveraging the strengths to sort of, how do you appear as the best version of yourself? One of the things that we've been having fun with this year is something called the social pitch. How to introduce yourself in 30 seconds in a way that people are going to be like, wow, I want to speak to that girl. I think I already have, but okay, let me do that. So, 2, 1. All right. So my name is Terrence Mugova. I'm the co-founder of Educate. We do training and people development. I'm a multi-award winning entrepreneur, and especially excited about the work we do in professional development. Right now, our aim is to introduce as many people as we can. So we're on a mission to impact 10,000 students with knowledge on what makes them exceptional. And we do all of this because we believe that it was God's design that each and every one of us should shine and thrive in whatever we're supposed to do. We just want to help you get there quicker. See, I got it, right? Oh,
Right.
All right.
All right, you can continue.
Okay. Okay. Where were we?
You were saying
Yes. So there's the people development work, and then we also do work with we partner with education institutions to provide payment plans or loan assistance to students, right? And over and above that, a big part of our work is we just want to give you access to funding. We want to give you access to the facilities that you need to thrive. And over and above that, there's a lot of stuff that we do that's it's free, because we've understood that if you want to build an entrepreneurial ecosystem, because we believe entrepreneurship is going to be your best way to make the most amount of money. And that and my definition of an entrepreneur is anyone that finds a problem that people have and finds a commercially viable way of solving it. So entrepreneurs are people even who are considered employees. The only difference is, if you're an employee, like they like to call them, is you've got one customer, and your job is to serve your one customer's other customers. So the difference now becomes, if you develop the entrepreneurial mindset, you're just deciding, how many customers am I going to serve? So we've got programs like Pitch Night, where we give people with ideas a platform to share their ideas in front of an audience and get much needed reactions, feedbacks, and access to connections. So yeah, that's a lot of what we do. So it caters for anyone and everyone who's interested about achieving better for themselves. So it's anyone. So our platforms everything's tailored. Our heart always starts with the learners. That's where the heart is. But everything we do, we want to do it for someone. And we believe a learner is someone who just wants to do better and be better in their life. So yeah, everything from pitch nights. And we recently started working with this organization called the Oasis Creators Hub. And we do mentor hours there. So we've got entrepreneurs coming into that space every second Wednesday of the month. And they talk about their journey in business, what they've done well, what they've failed in. And they speak to anyone who doesn't want to make the mistakes they did, or who wants to leverage the successes they've had.
All right. So take us through the loans.
Okay.
How do students get those loans?
Excellent. All right. So the loan side works as follows. So firstly, we have to have partnered with the institution you are learning with. And the good thing is NUST is one of our partners. All right. So it's a partnered approach, because a lot of our loans are unsecured. So that means I'm not asking you to bring a car, I'm not asking you to give me your title deeds. So you have to be admitted at the institution or at an institution. So you have to be a student, give us proof that you're a student. You have to have an invoice of how much the fees is. And then you also need to show us that there's a way, you've got a means of paying it. So if you're paying for yourself, if you've got a job, just show us that, look, I've got this job, it kind of pays me this way. And as opposed in lieu or without requiring physical security, we then ask that you have someone who's on a standby. So we call them guarantors, but you need someone who's on standby saying, if she has a bit of a challenge, I'm going to step in and help out, right? And what we do is we spread it between, we've got semester plans and we've got the whole academic year plan. So they paid on a monthly basis. So it's pay as you go. And yeah, so that's sort of how it works, yeah. How much do you pay? All right. Oh, why did you have to whisper? Don't worry. So it really depends. Because we don't have physical collateral, what we usually ask for is you make an initial deposit, just to show that you've got the financial means. So it can be anything from 30 to up to 50% of the semester or year's fees. And then we spread it out into monthly installments. And our cost of funding is like 25%. All right. So for the semester or for the academic year.
All right. So you say that you have to be registered with an institution
that we've partnered with, yeah.
That you have partnered with.
Yeah.
What about those who are not partnered, who are not registered under any institution?
So if we haven't partnered with the institution.
For those who are interested, right?
Yeah.
They feel that we're interested in this, but we are not under any
particular institution. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We are very intentional with the institutions we partner with. Because for us, we understand that when you make that call to go and study at an institution, you're not going there just to get a degree. You're going there to get assistance with achieving your goals. So we are very strategic with who we partner, because we also want, like I said, the financing is like a small part of it. A big part of our partnership allows us to step in and come onto campuses and help and equip students with training and all these things that come as complementary service for being a client and being a partner. So that's just been our approach. So if we haven't partnered your institution, there are a couple of ways we can go around that. The first is you can help us get to the decision makers to get to make your institution a partner with us. We're actively looking for partners. And if that doesn't work, then there's a lot of free resources that we provide, right? That for as long as you're a student, you can still access, or a Zimbabwean, you can still access our pitch nights, you can still access mentor hours. And we often have like these community events where we talk about financial literacy. So you can still get access to information that really helps decision making. Like on the 30th of May, I think we should be having our career fair. We've got this annual career fair, probably the biggest career fair in the city right now. I think we've averaged about 1,000 students pass through those doors. And we have that every year. You cost nothing. And I'd love to have university students in that room, because what we do is, like this year, we're planning on getting 52 professionals in a room. And you can ask someone who's in an industry you want to work in and say, hey, how much money do you make? What does it take to become the best? What are sort of the prospects for me? So we create those platforms because, truth be told, they are more important to a great extent than the degree you're doing.
Because
so yeah,
sometimes you need, I feel like you need that guideline, right?
Hundreds.
You are there, you're in that field. So
Yes.
I need to know
Exactly.
what you go through, how much do you get,
Exactly.
and all those things.
Exactly.
So that's a nice, it's a nice initiative.
No, thank you.
I'll invite it.
No, everyone's invited. Like I said, it's free. Would really love for you'd probably even be one of the 52 careers if you're not careful. But yeah, I think it's open to everyone, because at the heart, like we know, like we've got a national like picture. We know that our population is what, 14, 15 million. If we can help support 3,000 people, we can change the trajectory that the country is going in. And we believe that as Zimbabweans, we're probably one of the most creative, resilient, hardworking, intelligent people to walk the earth. The only thing is, our perspective is so driven by lack that we miss the abundance that is all around us. So these events are really, our mission is, how can we get people to know how awesome they are so that they can finally get paid what they're worth, and this country can be the gem that we all know it is. So yeah, please come through and be with us. Would love you to be in the room.
Can you share your contact details?
Yeah, great. All right, so you can email us if you do email. So that's the older crowd, definitely. At help@educate.co.zw. So it's help@educate.co.zw. Drop us a line, tell us where your heart is, and we'll let you know whether we can help you. Or you can WhatsApp, and where's that WhatsApp? You can WhatsApp this number right here, 0718 267 552. So it's 0718-267-552. And yeah, just WhatsApp that number, and our team will be in a hurry to help. Just
Do you see the look that I'm giving you?
yeah.
You're the one who was talking about LinkedIn, Facebook.
Oh yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you want to, shout out to you. All right, thank you. Shout out to you for holding me accountable. So if you want to get up, like we've got a YouTube channel where we post content. It's called Now Educated ZW. So Now Educated ZW. So so it's career stuff, it's leadership, it's money, and yeah, it's entrepreneurship. Anything that we believe can help someone grow, we're gonna put it out there. So you can go on our YouTube, you can go on my LinkedIn, Terrence Mugova. So TERRENCEMUGOVA. You'll find a lot of stuff there. You see talks that we've done at different schools, stuff we've done in South Africa, in wherever we go. We now keeping video journals just to let people know the impact we're making. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah. So Facebook, you can look out for Educate ZW. So Educate, that's our page. You'll find us there, and yeah, everything and anything you need.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Honorable Terrence.
I'm even honorable now. All right. Excellent.
Thank you so much, Terrence, for joining us today. I'm sure people learned a lot. Like personally, I learned a lot.
That's good.
There's some questions I'm going to ask you behind the scenes.
All right, my man. I'm able to come back and we can ask it in the middle of the people. You know. But it's good.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, guys. That was Terrence Mugova from Educate. And that is all for today. The girls' table.